Hi, my name is Omar Jackson from OJ Lifestyle. I often get asked what motivates and inspires me, so I thought I'd use this time during COVID-19 to give you all some information towards it. I hope this helps you. Now, the most popular question that I get asked regarding this is what motivates and inspires me? Now, it's probably the most difficult question to answer, but it all comes down to what hunger and drive you have towards achieving your end goal. Now, your end goal may evolve over the years, but for me personally, it was to have financial freedom. It was to have time. For me, time is the biggest commodity. So I wanted to make sure that in my 30s, 40s, when I have a family ultimately, that I have time as a luxury and I have financial freedom to give my family whatever I want. So where did that motivation come from? Well, I was inspired by the hard work of my mum when I was young. I come from humble beginnings, and she worked really hard to give my brother and I everything she could. So I'm definitely really inspired by that, and that definitely put the fire in my belly as I grew up. Obviously, as time went on, motivations often change, and that's fine, that's a good thing. I'm now purely motivated, and that fire runs inside me to achieve my end goals, and that's how it's been for the last decade. And I'm so focused on that nothing can distract me from achieving that. I make sure that I make the necessary sacrifices in life, and I think you have to if you are very inspired or very motivated towards achieving your end goals. Make sure that you are able to sacrifice certain pleasures in life to go and achieve those. So the second question that I get asked a lot is, who is my biggest inspiration? Now, I'm not one to really be inspired by people, though obviously I do look at certain attributes of individuals or celebrities as information that I can use to help better myself or improve different areas of my own life or business. However, my mum has to be my biggest motivation, just because it was what she achieved and what she did when I was young to help provide me with a platform that really has set me off on my journey to success and to hopefully achieving the dreams that I aspire to achieve. So my mum definitely has to be my biggest inspiration. I'm not sure I've ever told her that to her face, but she is the one that got that fire burning inside me. And so I can only thank her for the example she set for me. And everyone should have some form of inspiration when they were young. And it doesn't have to be necessarily positive at that time. It may have been what you perceived as a negative inspiration at that time, or someone that didn't provide you with a positive direction. But now when you look back on it, it was positive because it helped teach you. And examples and failures and mistakes and some people that sometimes do wrong things often help teach you the way or the journey you want to be on and the right way to go. So it's all about how you perceive things. It's all about how you want to reflect. And for me, as I was growing up, my mum was my biggest inspiration. And then since then, as I've got older, I'm now just very self-motivated and focused on my goal. Question number 3, who has inspired me in the business world? My biggest inspiration, or the person I'd say I look up to the most in the business world, is Richard Branson, the CEO or owner or brand director of Virgin Group. So they own Virgin Atlantic, Virgin Media. Specifically in the UK and America, people will be very familiar with the Virgin brand, but out here obviously you have Virgin Radio and you have Virgin Telecoms. They recently, over the last couple of years, launched their own phone service. The reason why Richard Branson is probably the most inspirational character for me in the business world is because he reflects much of what I'm aiming to achieve. I'm a brand builder. I enjoy brand building, and Richard Branson has developed the brand Virgin into a globally renowned and household name with a sense of luxury and good service. So I definitely appreciate what he's achieved. I also love the way he's done it. He has come from very humble beginnings and he worked extremely hard. Richard Branson's story is an amazing one, with several failed businesses, several bankruptcies. It's unbelievable what he achieved, and he had a simple mantra almost of just never giving up. The man is an example, a living example of someone who never gave up and refuses to accept no as an answer. And every time he failed, he saw it as one step closer to success. So I really love that. And what I love about what he does these days is, even though he's one of the world's richest men, he's still very involved in his brand and his company, and he's so innovative. And I pride myself on doing things differently and innovation. So what Branson does within his brand is special. He brings so many new ideas to the table, so many lines of vision that people would frown upon, but he tries it out within his own company. He's not afraid to do that. So I've always been really inspired by how he runs his business and how his brain works. And I still to this day watch things that he does and try and analyze how he does it and what impact it has on his businesses to see if I can learn anything from it. So the fourth question I get asked is, what inspired me to move to another country and start a business? So for those of you that don't know, I live in Dubai. I moved here 8-9 years ago, on and off between here and London, before finally becoming permanently settled here. I wouldn't really say I was inspired to move to another country. It was never within my plans. My mum, when I went to university, moved here for a short period of time to do some work. I came out here to do some work experience in the company she was working with, whilst I was in the first year of university. And in a sense, I never looked back. I made good friends with people here. That's how I actually raised the investment to start my first major business idea in the electric cigarettes, electric shisha pipes. I mean, it seems like such a long time ago. It's 9-10 years ago now. But I never looked back, and you know, Dubai really was for me the land of opportunity, and I found it a comfortable place for me to settle. I made friends here. I was just generally happier here, so it wasn't difficult for me to settle. In terms of business and ideas and inspiration, I wouldn't say it was a matter of moving country or wherever I would have been in the world, I would have developed the ideas, because the ideas come from within me. So it wouldn't have mattered where I was situated. But Dubai just was a place that I was happily settled, and it was a place for me to really focus on developing these ideas into something real. And I've never looked back, and I've stayed here ever since. The final question that I always get asked on this topic is that I'm a naturally motivated person. What advice would I give to someone who finds it hard to be motivated? Again, it's a really difficult question to answer, and I'm always very particular on the advice that I give on this front. Like I said, I'm very self-motivated, and I believe that's the only way to achieve your goals or dreams, because self-motivation enables you to stay on your course, stay on your journey, stay with your vision for the long haul, for the long term, until you succeed, whatever success means in your eyes. Because success to everybody is something different. So what you need to do is try to become self-motivated or develop that. How to achieve that? I think that's by following your passions. I use the word passion a lot, and I think that's just because if you break this down into common sense, if you love something or someone, you're more likely to pay more attention to them. You're more likely to put in more detail, put in more effort, put in more of your heart. So if you find a line of work, a service, a product, a business that you are passionate about, you're far more likely to achieve success, just due to very basic principles that you love it, that you'll therefore put your heart, you'll be honest within your own workload, and you'll just work hard. You're far more likely then to be motivated to achieve your goals and therefore achieve your dreams and successes. Thank you for listening. I really hope that helps those of you that wanted the answers to these questions. If you have any comments, please feel free to leave them in the comments below this video, and I will be releasing some more videos in the near future in regards to other topics that I've been asked questions on. Take care.